Friends, today I am going to discuss Bharati Sakshya Adhiniyam 2023, subject of semester 4, LLB 3 years NEP. Before discussion, I want to know, friends, whether you have subscribed this channel or not. So, those who have not subscribed, please do subscribe the channel. And if you have any comment regarding the subject matter, then you can make comments in the comment box. So let's start. In this topic, which aspects are covered under section 15 to 26 of the Bharati Sakshya Adhiniyam 2023? It was previously Indian Evidence Act 1872. Now, section 15 to 26 of the BSA primarily relate to admissions and confessions. So, two aspects, admissions and confessions. Key aspects include the definition of an admission and individuals who can make an admission, like parties, agents, referred persons. Determination of relevance, civil cases, mental conditions, and that confessions given to the police are generally considered irrelevant. The modern approach of the BSA, which is short form of Bharati Sakshya Adhiniyam, focuses on electronic records and plain language, simple language. Now I am discussing the related sections with this. Section 15, definition of admission. Admission. It is a statement made by a specific person, whether oral, documentary or electronic, which suggests a conclusion about a disputed or relevant fact. Now, individuals who can make an admission. So, section 16, admission by party to proceedings or agent. Admissions by parties or their authorized representatives. Section 17 says admissions by person whose position must be proved as against party to suit. For example, A undertakes to collect rent for B. B sues A for not collecting rent due from C to B. A denies that rent was due from C to B. A statement by C that he owed rent to B is an admission and is a relevant fact as against A if A denies that C did owe rent to B. So this is about section 17. Admissions by person whose position must be proved as against party to suit. Now section 18. Admissions by person expressly referred to by party to suit. Section 19. Proof of admissions against persons making them and by or on their behalf. Means how admissions can be proved. For example, the question between A and B is whether a certain deed is or is not forged. A affirms that it is genuine. B says that it is forged. A may prove a statement by B that the deed is genuine, and B may prove a statement by A that it is forged, but A cannot prove a statement by himself that the deed is genuine, nor can B prove a statement by himself that the deed is forged. So this was all about section 19. Now coming to section 20. In section it is stated when oral or admissions as to contents of documents are relevant. So there are rules where oral admissions about documents. Section 21. Admissions in civil cases when relevant. Any confession made in civil cases shall not be relevant if A. It was made on the clear condition that it shall not be given as evidence, or It was made under circumstances from which the court can conclude that the parties had mutually agreed that it shall not be given as evidence. So, this is said under section 21, admissions in civil cases when relevant. Now coming to section 22. Confession caused by inducement, threat, coercion or promise when irrelevant in criminal proceedings. If the court believes that a confession made by an accused has been obtained by any authority through temptation, threat, coercion or promise, it will be irrelevant in criminal proceedings. Now section 23. Confession to police officer. Under section 23(1), no confession made before a police officer shall be proved against an accused. Section 23(2) states no confession made by a person while in police custody shall be proved against them unless made in the immediate presence of a magistrate. Otherwise, it will not be valid. Section 24. Consideration of proved confession affecting person making it and others jointly under trial for same offence. This is a new provision which has been included in Sakshya Adhiniyam 2023. It was not in the previous Indian Evidence Act 1872. So new provision, what this new provision says, if more than one person is jointly being tried for the same offence, if more than one person is jointly being tried for the same offence and any of them makes a confession, then the court can consider that confession not only against that person who made it but also against the other co-accused. So this is a new provision in Section 25. Admissions not conclusive proof but may stop. Admissions are not conclusive proof in any matter, but they may operate as estoppel for the parties from denying them. Now, what estoppel means? Estoppel means preventing a person from saying or claiming something that contradicts his own previous actions, statements, or behavior, especially when another person has relied on it and could suffer from. This principle ensures that a person cannot act unjustly by going back on what he has said or done. Now coming to section 26. Cases in which statement of relevant fact by person who is dead or cannot be found is relevant. Cases in which statement of relevant fact by person who is dead or cannot be found is relevant. Circumstances in which written or oral statements about relevant facts by a deceased person or who cannot be searched or who has become unable to give evidence or whose presence would involve excessive time or expense are in themselves consistent, which means it cannot be changed or altered. Now, there is a basic difference between admission and confession. Admission, broadly acknowledging a fact, not necessarily admitting to a crime. For example, acknowledging signing a contract, that is admission. Confession, explicitly admitting to committing a crime. For example, admitting to have committed murder. So, this is the example of confession. So, friends, this is all about the sections 15 to 26 regarding admission and confession. Hope you will find this video very useful for your exams. Thanks for watching this video.